Question 1 involves diversity and inclusion. What is your current thinking about diversity and inclusion with respect to the cultural, religious, racial, and gender orientations? What do you see as your role in the district implementation of the New Jersey curriculum standards governing diversity and inclusion in our classroom? Further, what initiatives would you support, and how would you personally ensure that students and their families of all backgrounds felt included, valued, respected, and connected to others within the school system and thus the community?
Thank you for asking this question. There are several divisive topics in the news today, and unfortunately that tends to push some equally important discussions to the side, and this is one of them. This is an area where no one is an expert. Being compassionate and inclusive are seeds that are sown early on in our lives and are with us always. It's important that we bring these topics forward to our students early on in their educational lives, and that we have curriculum around it that support these ideas. I was at the board meeting on Monday, and the strategic plan was presented. And one of the most important slides in the strategic plan, I think, is one of the first ones. It's the mission statement, and I'm going to read it. The mission for the Nutley Public Schools is to challenge, inspire, and empower students to become creative, confident, passionate, self-directed citizens who actively and purposely contribute in our global society. Much of what we're talking about when it comes to inclusion and compassion is in that mission statement. This is the foundation that we need to sow for our children and build upon it with both curriculum and extracurricular activities. One of the things that was also mentioned at the board meeting was the curriculum Competent Kids, Caring Communities, known as CKCC. It's being rolled out in K through 5. That's an excellent example of core curriculum which supports these foundations. But not only does it support it with the students, it provides education and training for the administrators and building leaders. We also had representation at the same meeting with the student council. They talked about some of the things they're doing in their community among students that talk about inclusion. Empowering our administrators, educators, and students with the tools necessary to be compassionate and inclusive is our goal. We want, as a community and as parents, to have leaders lead forward in this discussion. The last time I was at Yanakaw School, which was unfortunately before COVID, I was very, very happy to see, as I walked around the hall, posters that were created by students as part of the anti-bullying campaign. I think it starts there. Children learning early on in their lives that inclusion is important is key. Admittedly, I don't have a deep knowledge in the subject of all the things that are done in the community, but I would find it very hard to not be supportive of all these programs, both curriculum and extracurricular activities alike.